Welcome to BTL Productions. So, the Malibu is dead. Actually, it's been dead since last November. Why did GM do this? Let's go over the facts. Let's go over what I think of this. And we'll talk about it a bit. Roll the intro, and we'll get right into it. Welcome back to BTL Productions. Let's talk about the Malibu. This is kind of well, it's not really a mystery, I would say. It's a typical corporate matter, in my opinion. They say that Malibu wasn't successful. They say that it wasn't making money. But let's look at some of these facts here. Okay. Malibu was a mainstay in the U.S. from 1964 to 1983, and again from 97 to 2024. And GM still decided to pull the plug on it last November. Yet, it was the third best selling sedan in America. Not only that, but it was also the third best selling vehicle in the Chevrolet lineup, only to be beaten out by the Silverado and the Equinox, two huge sellers. The Malibu in its last year moved 117,319 units. Now, a lot of those were fleet sales, I will say, and a lot of them went to Hertz Rent a Car, but a sale is a sale. They were still selling. So you're still making money off of those. The only vehicles that beat them out were the Toyota Camry and Honda Accord. Now, they were by sizable margins. The Camry at just over 300,000 units, and the Honda Accord just over 160,000 units. But also keep in mind, they hadn't done anything to the Malibu in a really long time. And I have to admit, I did a video last summer. You can go back and watch that if you like. We'll put a card up here and let you see what my impressions were of it. But I will give you the Cole's Notes version of that, in that I was actually impressed. That car had this very small four-cylinder engine, and I believe it was like just over 150 horsepower. But the car actually pulled quite nicely. Now, the one I had, obviously, mine was a rental car. So rental cars are far from top of the line. They're usually very basic transportation. But I'd say it handled quite well. It was very comfortable. And there was tons of room in it, both interior and in the trunk. I even sat in the back of it, and I'm stand at 6 feet tall, and I had no problem fitting in there comfortably. I could ride in that on a long trip, no problem. I don't see it honestly having a heck of a lot more cargo space than some of the crossovers like the Equinox, maybe height wise a bit, but for the average person, do you really need that? I don't think you really do for most people, but anyhow, uh, the next closest competitor to the Malibu was a Nissan Altima, the Hyundai Sonata, and the Kia K5, which came in at only 46,000 units. And a lot of those vehicles are a lot fresher than the Malibu, even though the Malibu still could outsell them. So the fact remains, the Malibu is in the third spot for a reason. And just the bean counters decided that they wanted to move it out of the factory where it was being produced and move in the Bolt EV, which is supposed to be a much fresher, hipper, exciting vehicle. I'm yet to hear a lot about that, though. That seems to have fallen on its face, which could be a lot to do with the current climate in the U.S., both at the government and the consumer level about EVs. They've kind of fallen out of favor in recent times, and gas and hybrid are seeming to be the ones that most people are wanting. So the fact remains that although there's a huge uptick, or has been a huge uptick for a long time in SUV and crossover sales, there's still a market for sedans, and there's still people that want them through all age groups. As I mentioned in a couple of my other videos, there's still a lot of young people out there looking for a sedan to drive. GM's not providing that for them, but their competition is. And as I've also mentioned in my other videos, I think that eventually some of these crossovers are going to fall out of favor, and sedans and maybe even coupes will pick up where they lose out. I could be wrong, but I think that will eventually happen. What do you guys think about the discontinuation of the Malibu? Do you think it was a smart move? Do you think that if GM had put more time and effort into them and refreshed them, that they could have done a lot better? I think they could have. It could have made them a little more exciting. I mean, they're conservative design. However, if you look at their competitors, a lot of them are fairly conservative as well. So I don't know if that would really have affected them that much. Maybe. But love to know in the comments below what you guys think. Anyhow, that's been my view from behind the wheel. As always, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.